Alright, I am back with another Destiny video, and in an effort to keep my sick self off of camera, I'm going to do an in-game run-through of what have been my favorite weapons so far this season. Pretty much every weapon that is going to come out is out at this point, I believe, barring any secrets that may be coming up for an exotic or who even knows. I have not gotten some Vault of Glass drops yet, so I cannot comment on things like Fatebringer, which is unfortunate, but because I know everybody loves that, but I'm going to get that soon, hopefully, and maybe add that to the list. I'm not a big hand cannon person generally, but obviously I want one of those. Here, I thought I would go through all the weapons I have on my three characters and kind of talk about my favorites. Some I have multiple Masterwork copies of, but one role is kind of better than the other ones, so I've had to I've spent hundreds and hundreds of cores this season. This is probably the most I've ever masterworked new loot, I think, in a single season, which has been kind of crazy. So I don't know. I'm gonna go through all three characters. I don't have this like prearranged where like everything is perfectly set up, but I think at least all of my favorites are on my characters to some degree. We'll just start with my Warlock here with Chroma Rush. This is not my favorite role of this, but this is the first one I got, which is heating up Rampage, and this just makes this crazy stable as you're shooting, but I think this is on my Titan. The other one I really like and was looking for a very long time was Subsistence Rampage, because this archetype, especially in auto rifles generally, are really good for stacking Subsistence, and it reminds me of my Gnawing Hunger that I really like with Subsistence Rampage too, and I think that's a really good role on this. This is, I only got, I think, one drop of this, but this one I liked because, so it has Vorpal, and then it has Bottomless Grief, and then it has Appended Mag. So between these three, that puts me at 7 in the magazine for Vorpal. And I know it's not a, whatever, rewind rounds, high impact, Praetor's Revenge, but this is a pretty good PvE sniper that I have really been enjoying, and I like it a lot. Putting this on does not actually increase it another, so I just have Boss Spec on. And I'm not a huge sniper person, but for PvE, this is a lot of fun. Probably, maybe my favorite weapon of this entire season could be Stochastic Variable. I have at least 2 or 3 of these masterworked, I think. This is one I was using just for a fun little ability build where it's got Surplus Wellspring, which are obviously synergistic with one another. This can also roll with Phase Magazine, which some people really like. It changes the RPM down to 600 and decreases magazine, but increases damage. I don't really like that rate of fire personally. I like it better with the higher rate of fire, but it's cool that this can roll this by itself. As you can see, I already have 1100 kills on this, even though it didn't drop all that long ago. And I have a few versions of this. I haven't masterworked this one, but Feeding Frenzy Dragonfly. Dragonfly is like actually good now because they lowered the time it takes for explosions to happen. So it is pretty much instant now, and you can obviously put on the special Super Dragonfly perk from the Season Pass. But even without that, even with just Dragonfly spec on, it does some pretty solid damage, and that's been kind of a fun roll. Anything else here? So I don't have a really great Vision of Confluence yet. Obviously the one I'm looking for is Firefly, but I really like this one. This one is really snappy with Fluted Barrel, Surplus, and then Frenzy. The reload on this is pretty crazy. I haven't masterworked it yet, or that's handling, but this feels really good. Obviously Firefly is kind of what you want to see, but Frenzy, I saw this somewhere where someone was commenting that like Vision of Confluence with Frenzy feels like how the damage that Scout Rifles should be doing in PvE, and I think it's a 15% buff now. So you can kind of get a preview of a coming buff of Scout Rifles, which they have said they are buffing for PvE. I don't know if I love Extended Mag on here, but this makes up for it. You can also put on Alloy Mag, so between all these, this is, you get some pretty fast reload on this. I'll keep Extended on for now. And is that all from this column? This is Shuya's I was experimenting with Adrenaline Junkie, but for a PvE build, but I ultimately decided I did not love that, even though I masterworked it. Eternity's Edge, so I haven't really figured out, this doesn't really roll with many traditionally good perks. Surrounded is probably the best one you can get, but you can't get Vorpal, you can't get Whirlwind Blade, so Surrounded is probably your best bet. It is cool, it's kind of a new Falling Guillotine, but the perks are worse, so that's not super ideal. This is an okay corrective measure. Ideally, you want rewind rounds, one for all, but one for all on a machine gun is just really good in general, and feeding frenzy can be good as well. I think that is all the ones that I really care about on my Warlock, so I will switch over and check out my Titan, my very shiny Titan. I didn't even look at my loot from the last thing. So this is my good Chroma Rush, the one I actually like. Subsistence Rampage. This is, I had this on a War Rig build before, and you would just literally never run out of ammo. It was like impossible. And this is probably one of my favorite auto rifles they've introduced in a very long time. Besides that, Ignition Code, the only breach grenade launcher that can roll with slide shot. It took me forever to even get one slide shot roll, and I got slide shot demolitionist, which I actually like. I think that's a good perk to pair with it because you can reload in two ways now. You can throw a grenade, or you can slide. Another roll, I wish this had like blinding grenades or spike grenades or something instead of these. But another roll I'd be looking for was slide shot Vorpal with spike. That would be a good kind of boss hitter. But this is literally the only slide shot one I've gotten, unless I check this one right now and it's slide shot. Oh, slide shot danger zone. Okay. Danger zone I'm confused about. I still don't understand if this is when you're surrounded by enemies or when the grenade you shoot is surrounded by enemies, like if you shoot it into a cluster of enemies. So I'm not entirely sure if this is good or not. This has just been a little confusing to me. If someone wants to explain this in the comments to me, this paired with this seems like good, but I'm all ears for how that actually works because I don't really know. I'm going to save that for now until I figure out what's going on. Anything else here? No. Okay. So I was just talking about this on Twitter. I farmed a lot of plug ones. This is probably my favorite PvE version. This new perk Cornered is amazing in both PvP and PvE. It dramatically reduces draw time and charge time when surrounded by combatants. It's a little harder to use in PvP depending on what your situation is, but it's like always active in most PvE activities, and it feels great. I paired it with Killing Wind because once you get a single kill, like this feels so snappy, and like the range gets crazy. And then you can also pair this with Liquid Coils, so higher impact damage, slower charge time, but then you reduce the charge time here and have a charge time masterwork. I know that increases or decreases impact damage. I'm hoping they're going to patch that at some point, but regardless, I just got this and just started using it, but I love this roll. I also have Killing Wind, Reservoir Burst. I think I have that on me. So this is fine, but they nerf Reservoir Burst too much, and it just like you really need to pair it with auto-loading holster, which was like the whole point of what's that main ingredient? What's it called? It was my favorite. Oh man, all right, I can't look it up now, but you know what I'm talking about. The Pinnacle one that had this before. It is just not as good as it used to be. Like, not only did they nerf the damage and kind of radius, but you can't like switch to it and have it be like auto ready with auto loading holster anymore, because this can't roll with auto loading holster, and neither can Null Composure. The other Pinnacle does not have auto loading either. I don't know, like it's okay. Some people really like this, but for mob clear. But I liked Cornered better. Cornered just felt better because it was like active like 80% of the time, whereas Reservoir Burst is only active like very, very rarely. What else do we have here? Deicide. This is a fun PvE shotgun I've been using. Appended mag, surplus, Vorpal, and this is like I really like rapid fire shotguns. I've been missing Perfect Paradox like forever. So this has just been kind of good for boss hitting, and surplus makes it feel really snappy. I had a dual loader Vorpal I think before, and that dual loader really needs a buff. It's just empirically worse than like everything else right now, but I do like this gun. And sorry for supporting Future War Cult, but they do make good weapons, so what are you gonna do? This is my Found Verdict, probably the best one I've gotten, at least for PvE. Surplus Vorpal, accurized, rifled. I just don't like aggressive frame shotguns, especially for PvE. Like in PvP, it doesn't really matter because it's one hit kills most of the time. But for this, low magazine size, slow rate of fire, it does not feel good. So like if I have to pick between this and a Deicide, I'm definitely gonna pick the Deicide. Special shout out to Anarchy. Obviously, everyone always uses Anarchy anyway, but Breach and Clear Unstoppable Grenade Launcher, Anarchy, is ridiculous. It is truly, truly ridiculous how much utility that has. Like, Anarchy is already kind of like a must-have, but putting a debuff on, making a stagger champions, like, it is insane, truly, now. So that's been the MVP of the season for sure. Here's my corrective measure with Firefly. Dynamic Sway is like not my ideal perk there, but I just have this because it's Firefly and it's fun. This is a Void Machine Gun that can trigger a solar explosion. So this is a very, very fun mob clear weapon. Obviously, a large amount of different perks would be better, probably instead of Dynamic Sway here, but it's still a lot of fun. And then we have one of the weird highlights of the season, Crown Splitter, that works with Energy Accelerant on its heavy attack, which doubles its damage. This is not a very good roll. Like, Relentless Whirlwind is a good roll on faster swords. It's not so much on a very slow sword like this, so I really just want a Vorpal roll and maybe like Flash Counter or something, but I have not gotten that yet, so I just Masterwork this one because I'm impulsive. But even after Energy Accelerant goes away or is nerfed again, this is still a really strong sword. Its heavy attack, I think, outdamages almost anything in the game. Like, it's incredibly good. I think that is everything on my Titan. So we'll switch to my Hunter. Not sure how many are left. I'm kind of just making this up on the fly. Farewell. Started using this in Crucible. Full auto is kind of a must on this. Fluted makes the handling great. Accuracy gives it range. Frenzy, when it's procced, makes it destroy things, but Frenzy is not obviously the best PvP perk, so I am looking for something full auto, something else probably to be better for that. There's a lot of Survivor's Epitaphs that are pretty good. I've gotten a lot of rapid hit kill clips. I don't know what the dream roll is on this, but I really like 180 hand cannons, and I'm hoping they get buffed, but they feel really good. This is one I masterworked almost immediately at launch because I wasn't really. I don't know what Danger Zone does exactly, but this seemed like a good combination. Ambitious Assassin, where if you get a kill, you will reload with 2 in the magazine, which is a lot of fun. So between this, and Minor Spec to ensure kills, this is just kind of a fun alternative role for Ignition Code that I've enjoyed. Okay, so it's hard to call this like my favorite. I did luck out. This was only like my 4th or so hung jury I got, so I got the roll. I got Rapid Hit Firefly, but man, 180 scouts are bad right now, and like this does not feel good to fire. It takes up like in a massive part of your screen when you are holding it because of field of view. It's like it looks like a rocket launcher. This needs some work, both in terms of like scaling the model down a little bit, and also 180 scouts just need a buff more generally. Again, a PvE scout buff is supposedly coming, so obviously I'm going to hold on to this and hopefully it will get better, but do not like it. And here's my other stochastic variable. This is kind of the role, Feeding Frenzy, Multi-Kill Clip. These obviously synergize very well together, and once you get Multi-Kill Clip active, this thing rips. Without it, it's not so great, but it is very, it's one of the best mob clearing submachine guns, I think, since Recluse, which is saying a lot, but I really do think that. This is the very lucky Shoryu's Wrath I got. Yes, it's not adept. I don't get adept weapons usually. This is the Tunnel Vision Kill Clip, which these two synergize well on all weapons, but especially this one. Better accuracy and target acquisition, and then lots of damage when you get this, and I got Accurize on it too. So this was a really lucky drop. I just got this from one of the 3-win bounties when that was active, so I'm really happy about that. Grid Skipper, love this thing. I've always loved rapid fire pulses, but we have almost none of them. This is better than Iron Banner's Time Worn Spire. I really enjoy heating up, which makes its stability crazy. You can kind of put whatever perk here, but Snapshot just feels good on this. This doesn't have like Rampage or Outlaw or anything. I think you can get Multi-Kill Clip, but that's about it. But this has been, 100 Crucible opponents defeated with 1 gun for me is actually pretty good. So I've been using that this season, and I really like how it feels. Is that everything from here? I think so. Empty Vessel, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to get excited about this when Ignition Code exists. I think it has more perks, so you can probably get better perk combos overall, but I don't know. I'm not too excited about that. And anything here? Yeah, so I don't know. With corrective measure, it's hard to get too pumped about any shattered cipher rolls. Maybe there's like some crazy good roll of this I just haven't seen yet, but I like this one I masterworked it just because like the stability on this on a rapid fire is pretty funny. Like just how stable this is. Steady rounds, heating up, and Zen moment. I don't have a stability barrel, but besides that, oh, I got slightly increased in stability. So this is fun. I don't use it very much, but it's a fun roll. Quick Fang. Okay, I love Quick Fang. I love that this came back. Probably my favorite sword ever. The perk pool they gave us here is pretty interesting. Again, I don't know if you can get Whirlwind Relentless on this, but it can get one for all, which is pretty cool. So you hit 3 separate things and increase your damage for a set amount of time. I thought that paired well with Thresh because you're getting, more super energy on sword kills, and you have to get multiple kills for this to proc. This is a lot of fun. I really like it a lot. I really miss Quick Fang. And I think that is it. I think those are my favorites. You will not see Cryoclasm on here. That weapon sucks. And it's too bad that we have switched to a season where both exotics are just kind of utter trash compared to last season where Deadman's Sail and TQ's Wrath were like amazing. They said they're going to buff Mythoclast. I don't know what they're going to do with Cryoclasm. My guess is they don't buff that because they're worried about it being stasis-y and Crucible. But it's kind of trash, and I hope that they make all of their stasis exotics, all 2 of them, are just total garbage. So I hope they figure out kind of the concept of that in the future. It's just like the worst handling feeling sidearm I have ever used in my life. And getting the catalyst was a giant pain. But that is all of my picks for now. These are not like full builds or anything, but that gives you kind of just a general sense of what I've been liking and using this season. Oh wait, I didn't even do this fusion. Yep, this is the PvP one. Quick Draw Cornered. Yep, and Accelerated Coils. So only just started using this in Crucible, but it's a lot of fun. So last one to slip in there. But yep, those are my favorites for now. Still got to get a couple more VOG weapons, and we'll see if there's any secrets. I don't actually know if there are, honestly, but there could be, something lurking around the corner. And I think they've done a great job with new perks and new weapons the past 2 seasons, especially. I really loved all this the weapons last season too, including the exotics. So that's been really great to see them really kind of stick the landing on a lot of new weapons. So, and without sunsetting too. So they've done a great job with that. But that is all for now, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.